Blood-hungry, hurricane-fueled mosquito swarms killing livestock in Louisiana. Akin to a plague straight from the Bible, swarm clouds of mosquitoes have descended upon the state of Louisiana in the wake of destruction Hurricane Laura left behind. In today's video, we give you all the details of the blood-hungry hurricane-fueled mosquito swarms killing livestock in Louisiana. Welcome to Trending's Finest, where we give you the hottest updates on the world's most viral news, videos, and stories in the most exciting format. Click that subscribe button and hit the notification bell to not miss a single beat of the world's pulse. Swarms of mosquitoes have killed cows, deer, horses, and other livestock in Louisiana after rain from Hurricane Laura led to an explosion of the pest population. Find out all the details, how this happened, and more importantly, if this biblical plague is headed towards you. Stay tuned. The vampiric massacre of Louisiana livestock. Clouds of mosquitoes have been so thick in southwest Louisiana that they're killing cattle and horses. This is largely because the recent Hurricane Laura supercharged their numbers with its heavy rainfall in late August. Farmers in a 5-parish area east and northeast of the parishes where the storm made its landfall August 27th have probably lost 300 to 400 cattle, amounting to as much as $100,000 lost for one farmer, said Dr. Craig Fontenot, a large animal veterinarian based in Ville-Platte. He said the swarms of vicious little suckers are so thick that the vast number of bites leave horses and cattle, including some as large as bulls, anemic and bleeding under their skin. Just for reference, it would take 1.2 million mosquitoes, each sucking once, to completely drain the average human of blood. It looks like the Louisiana swarms have that number in the bag, so watch out. As for the animals, aside from suffering from anemia, they also have become exhausted from constantly moving in their attempt to avoid the biting insects. Those who survive won't have it lucky either, for they may face health problems down the road, like weight loss or susceptibility to disease. How this happened? Well, you know what they say about flies and sugar. Maybe it applies to mosquitoes too, since Louisiana seems to be living up to its name as the sugar state. As a matter of fact, livestock deaths from mosquitoes aren't a new phenomenon. They also occurred after Hurricane Lily in 2002 and Hurricane Rita in 2005. Florida and Texas have had similar problems after hurricanes as well. Typically, residents along coastal, marshy areas are accustomed to mosquitoes and expect the population to climb following a heavy rain. But the scale of this outbreak was much larger than people expected, some commenting they've never experienced anything like this. Laura made landfall as a Category 4 storm, destroying homes, stripping power lines, and causing widespread flooding. Mosquito eggs laid in the soil by floodwater mosquitoes during previous floods hatch. This results in very large populations of floodwater mosquitoes. Most of these mosquitoes are considered nuisance mosquitoes, those that don't spread viruses that make people sick. They just suck your blood until you die. No big deal. The types of mosquitoes that can spread viruses may increase 2 weeks to 2 months after a hurricane, especially in areas that did not flood but received more rainfall than usual. However, with global warming, up to 1 billion people worldwide are at risk of exposure to disease-carrying mosquitoes over the next 50 years, according to new research. The two most common disease-transmitting mosquitoes, Aedes aegypti and Aedes albopictus, carry viruses such as dengue, Zika, and chikungunya, plus more than a dozen others that could become larger threats in the next half-century, researchers report. By creating a month-by-month model of temperature changes across the world, scientists analyzed what would happen if these two types of mosquitoes moved as temperatures rose over the decades. Mosquitoes carry diseases that cause millions of deaths every year, according to the World Health Organization. Dengue, Zika, and chikungunya cause symptoms that include fever, rash, and severe muscle aches, among others. Zika virus surfaced in Brazil in 2014 and caused severe brain damage to thousands of South American babies exposed in the womb. As temperatures increased worldwide, year-round transmissions of mosquito-borne diseases could occur in the tropics, and seasonal outbreaks might happen nearly everywhere else. Nearly every population on Earth could be exposed to these diseases over the next half-century. In the United States, where Zika cases have occurred in warmer areas in the last several years, dengue and chikungunya could become wider threats. Keep watching to find out where these mosquitoes are off to next and how this directly affected the people of Louisiana. Where to next? The somewhat good news is that with parishes doing aerial spraying, the hordes pushed out of marshes by the storm has begun to thin, according to agricultural extension agents in a news release Wednesday from the LSU Ag Center. LSU Ag Center veterinarian Dr. Christine Navarre recommended in the press release that livestock owners spray for mosquitoes, use rubs for the animals, put coverings on them if it's not too hot, and use good nutrition and heat practices to keep the livestock otherwise healthy. People in the area needed to take precautions at the peak of the outbreak through wearing long shirts and pants to cover skin and even sprinting from place to place to avoid the clouds of mosquitoes. If you go outside with your skin exposed, you can be sure to get a free cover-up from your friendly neighborhood skeeters. According to residents of the area, as soon as you walk outside, your legs would turn black from the sheer number of mosquitoes. Unfortunately, while humans are able to cover up, stay inside, or swat the insects away, livestock were virtually defenseless against the swarms. All mosquitoes need water to breed, so eradication and population control efforts usually involve removal or treatment of standing water sources. Insecticide spraying to kill adult mosquitoes is also widespread. However, global efforts to stop the spread of mosquitoes are having little effect, and many scientists think global warming will likely increase their number and range. Case in point, the biblical plague that descended on the sweet sugar state? What do you think? Could this be another sign of the world ending? Share with us your thoughts in the comments down below so we can talk about it some more. If you want to discover more possible signs that the end is near, check out our other video on how the most influential nation lost 70% of its wildlife since 1970. Find out how this happened, its possible connection to our current global pandemic, and most importantly, how we could be facing the 6th mass extinction event of history and what we can do about it. Watch it now, before it's too late. Thank you for watching. This is Trending's Finest. Always the trendiest, always the finest.